pay the bill here. Right, first thing, this video is mainly about suicide. If you're thinking about it, if you're even thinking about it, don't sit and listen to me talking a whole bunch of bollocks. Cut straight to the low bar. I've put a whole bunch of links down there. We need you, mate. We're a human race, we're not a human collective. The world would be a much poorer place without you. Talk to somebody. Get some kind of perspective on this. No matter what it is that's hurting you, there's another way out. Okay, this isn't really a response so much as a message of support. Pawnee Slay Station made a video about respect and about male disposability. But instead of addressing that, a lot of people cut straight to one of the facts that he quoted in support of his position and jumped all over it. The fact is, men commit suicide at 3 to 4 times the rate that women do. And Grey Knight even made an entire video attacking that very simple and demonstrable fact. Now I've got a major problem with that. You can pedantically deconstruct every word and every phrase that Pawnee used and try and twist it into into something useful to a narrative that paints women as being at least or maybe even more vulnerable than the men mentioned. But you'd be ignoring what Pawnee actually said. Grey Knight even went as far as implying that Pawnee said the feminists done that. Start looking around about 550 in his reply video. But that was only after he'd done a whole bunch of hand waving and distraction. You know, he even called in Chinese suicide rates. Now, Pawnee speaks English with a North American accent. He campaigns for male human rights in North America. I don't think it's unreasonable to just take it as read that he's talking about our society, not the whole of humanity, especially given the tight focus that Grey had on American suicide rates. The depressing impression that I came away with from Grey's video was that he was basically saying North American men are a bunch of macho arseholes who really need to sissy up a little bit, get in touch with their feminine side and stop blowing their brains out. One of his contentions was that men have got greater access to guns. Most suicides use guns, et voila, more dead jocks. But guns are readily available all over the United States. Less than $300 will get you a shiny new automatic or a bright pink 38 if that's your wish. You can spend considerably less and get a second-hand weapon. So buying or borrowing a gun is hardly a major hurdle if you get that desperate. And more than that, Europe's got a very similar culture. You can't get hold of weapons over here, but male suicide is still happening at 3 to 4 times the rate that female ones are. Over here it's hanging and overdoses that are the major causes. But the end result's largely the same. Check the figures below. Now if you're going to accept identical intent, then you'd have to assume an enormous amount of incompetence on a female's behalf. Really? I can't think of a single human endeavour where women are 3 times less capable than men. And that leads us straight back to Pawnee's original statement. Men are more likely to kill themselves than women. Now I wholeheartedly agree with his assessment that that is a direct result of men's lack of perceived value in Western society. I'm open to alternative suggestions, but red herrings like the pistols men apparently have lying around the place are not going to convince me. The fact is that men are killing themselves at 3 to 4 times the rate that women do, all across the Western world. We're not going to be able to change that unless we accept that it's actually happening. Laters,